I just possible meaning that my nickname should be Rambo. Dookie got flipped on, man, to come. Baby,
I'm gonna tell you I get to that money. You gonna be tough. You gonna be the toughest nigga I am. You toughest nigga. Your ass gonna be in jail. Your ass better get to that money.
As Julio Foolio's mom posted, keep Foolio my son in y'all prayers. He was last night in his hating city. I think the real question is, why is life so meaningless in our community?
Precisely why some people's lives are so meaningless. It has just been 1 week after Julio's death, but already there are rumors that he is hunting down Yungeen Ace's gang members and planning more K and vengeance. According to Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, ATK and KTA have been engaged in a violent and bitter rivalry for years, which has resulted in the deaths of numerous young people. As a result, the police are now keeping a close eye on certain groups that they know are at odds and won't tolerate any retaliation.
It's unfortunate. Now the next thing is these groups, I won't name them, they know who they are. We're not going to tolerate any retribution, any revenge. We're going to watch. We're going to be around paying attention to what's going on.
However, as I said earlier, this has been going on for years. And although some in Jacksonville claim the police are not actually doing much to stop it, others counter that the police are powerless and that the raising of these young men begins at home. Speaking of Julio Foolio, his mother recently came forward to speak out about her son's murder, saying that she pleaded with him to end their beef with ATK and tried to keep him away from the gang lifestyle. She also criticized those who were honoring Julio's passing and disclosed that she was working on a documentary that would reveal the untold truth about Julio's life and death. However, what specific knowledge does Julio's mother have about her son's murder?
You the liability, you the brand. Even with me, I'm a brand. Like, I'm not finna risk everything. I got bills to pay. I got my mama, she need me. You know, it's so much going on. Like, if they lose me, then it's nothing. Everything over with. Back to ground zero, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the brand, I gotta protect that.
Concerns are mounting that the killing of Florida rapper Julio on June 23rd might lead to a major gang conflict between ATK and their arch rivals. Tom Hackney, a KTA crime and safety analyst, even told News 4 Jack, "The situation is really stressful at the moment, and many are truly afraid that the violence will only increase since Fio was well known in the neighborhood. The downside of this is that it doesn't stop him from coming in. Someone from a rival group will now need to be retaliated against in their eyes for his, and that just keeps going." In the meantime, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters promised that the authorities won't allow any retaliation, and they will be closely watching the two rivalers.
I mean, unfortunately, I think young people think this is a game. And, you know, there'll be comments about this in the statement that I make, and they make it like it's a video game. It's not. This is real life. So he has a mother, you know, he has parents, siblings, probably friends. And, they have to deal with these kind of losses, and it's unfortunate. Now the next thing is these groups, and I won't name them, they know who they are. We're not going to tolerate any retribution, any revenge. We're going to watch. We're going to be around paying attention to what's going on. But it's unfortunate. It should never happen to our kids. And I've never seen so much devaluing of human life. You know, it's like it's fun, and they talk about it in rap videos and songs, and it's just doesn't make any sense.
Additionally, Sheriff Waters issued a warning to young guys who see this kind of lifestyle as a game, telling them not to get involved since the authorities won't, as the gang war continues to escalate.
Well, this is not a game, is my message. This is not something that we're going to tolerate around town. I think the media, I think the citizens of Jacksonville, I think everyone feels the same way, that this is not something that's okay. This is not something we're going to tolerate. And we're going to pay very close attention, so don't get involved. Stay away from the nonsense.
I've heard some people concerned about the safety here in Jacksonville. Retribution, is that a viable concern?
So I can tell you that I've made several phone calls and discussions with the undersheriff and staff members about paying very close attention to certain groups that I know are clashing with one another. They know who they are. And we are going to pay very close attention to make sure that, you know, we're not going to allow you to just arbitrarily run around and spray bullets into people's houses and cars, and it's just something that we're going to pay very close attention to, and I want the public to be vigilant. Pay attention when you see these things going on. Look, the social media world is called meta for a reason. It's make-believe. It's not real life. Real life is what happened to Julio yesterday, and that happens, and it should not happen. So we're going to be paying very, very close attention.
However, many in Jacksonville appear unimpressed with the sheriff's promise and believe the police are not doing enough to halt this craziness. How in the heck can someone spray paint military-grade weaponry, was the remark made by someone. Burn rubber, you're going to stand up here and tell people what you're going to do, but all you were is a talking head. And someone else wrote, man, drive away and get away. On the other hand, some people are saying you can't blame the police, and it's all about the mindset and home environments these young men are raised in. Someone said you need to put the parents on blast because these young men were raised by someone, and if your kids sell drugs or commit felonies, you will lose all public assistance. The sheriff has been sitting around for years watching these kids interact and making songs about it, but now you're paying attention. Get the F out of here. Food handouts, housing, everything. Raise your child right or face the consequence. And the statement, the village is needed, from a different fan. In the Black community, men, fathers, uncles, brothers, and mentors are more important than ever. The family unit is failing, and speaking of the family, Julio's mother, Sandra Mays, a nurse, broke her silence on Instagram and responded to critics by saying that she's actually the only mother involved in this whole situation who kept it real with her son and went above and beyond to try and get him to move away from that street life. Sandra Mays also said that she plans to tell the TR story of her son's life and death in an upcoming documentary. She posted a compilation video of Julio as a child with the caption, "Rip son Charles Jones, I Julio, the real-life story documentary coming soon." The story, while most others know damn well what was going on with their own sons, this been going on since 2014-2015. Some of these same women celebrating your death is some of the same women who looked up to me sitting in my building. I was their teacher, and they were my students at a big grown age taking notes. Let's not forget that the same woman that was buying your CDs for their kids, let's not forget that these same women's sons did the same thing you did, went tit for tat on this drill music, in which I never condoned Julio's mom, then went off on people criticizing her parenting and claimed she did everything she could to get Julio away from that rap beef life. Not only that, but she also revealed she herself was targeted and 8 times, and Mears asked, "Where's his mom?" It starts from home. Them not knowing I stayed on you about this beef is cussed you out, begged you to take stuff down, and then I was 8 times I spared their lives, even though mine was changed. Sriya then reminisced on her son's career beginning and said that she will tell the untold truth about Julio's life and death in a documentary she wrote 10+ years ago. You started this music stuff in Jacksonville, Florida, and had all the teen parties turned caught megabuses to ATL at 16 for your career. I think your first interview there was with DJ Small Eyes, but I'll talk about this later. In the documentary, Julio's mother also identified and praised everyone that supported her son throughout his journey to Atlanta to pursue his music, including Wendy Day, the creator of the Rap Coalition, producer Z Toven, and Young Thug. The untold truth, only I can tell, coming soon. Sirius added so much unreleased, coming soon now. As for the suspects in Julio's murder, no one has been officially named yet, at least not publicly, but if you listen to what the Jacksonville sheriff was hinting at, it's pretty obvious they got their eyes on Julio's arch nemesis, Yungeen and his gang. As you probably heard by now, just hours after Julio was Yin dropped a new diss track called Do It, targeting Julio and his crew. And let's just say, if Yungeen Ace ends up getting charged in connection with Julio's death, you can bet some of those lyrics on Do It are going to come back to haunt him in court. Now, the word on the street is that KTA is already prepping for a full-blown street war in Jacksonville. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. As for the fans, they're convinced the police don't stand a chance at stopping the payback for Julio's death, and everyone's buzzing about how Yungeen Ace is probably next on the hit list. And like I already said in previous videos about this situation, this is an overall sad situation for everyone, and there are literally no winners here when you consider how much loss has already taken place on both sides. One fan said unfortunately his art trial Yungeen Ace is probably going to be next. That's just how it worked. If they don't get Ace, they'll get somebody close to him. This cycle of violence is so sad, just an unnecessary waste of human life. And another person wrote, "I'll see you in the next video." Let me know how you feel about what's going on in Jacksonville and what you think about Julio Foolio's mother making a documentary about his life and death. Julio Foolio doesn't need a documentary. We need to heal as a community. These people do not represent us. They are a small portion of our population that is not the majority.